Hey there, paper geeks and glitter nerds, it's Shin of the Crazy Geek Craft, and this is part 2 of this Yuletide project number 6, where I'm making 6 cards with Lawn Fawn images, where I'm making a scene of a living room, and my brother Scan Cut has done its magic and cut out all the images. I have done my magic on the couch with the couches and the pillows, where I've cut those, and now I'm just separating all the backgrounds so that I can keep track of those, so they fit with their counterparts. I am going to make a few different stylistic choices for the, for instance, for the unicorns. They're going to get different colored backgrounds than the rest of the scenes. But the first thing I always do after I get these from my scan and cut is to check if they're actually cut right. These are of course cut right, but there are a few slivers of white, and if you color that with your memento marker, it looks like the line is thicker in that part. So I always take my these are sewing scissors actually, and I just trim off that tiny bit of white as best I can. It's a bit time consuming and it hurts my hand a bit, but it's necessary, and it's far better than having to cut everything out by hand completely. Now my scan and cut does the best work, and if I had calibrated it before I started cutting, it would probably not have done this. I usually have quite good results with my scan and cut. So after the cutting, I outline everything with my black marker. I'm so impressed with the scan and cut with those tiny legs, and also the whiskers for the kitties are actually turned out quite well. I'm very impressed. But I always do this because it makes the little figures look more finished. I don't like an outline. I think it looks cheap. I'm sorry. I just sometimes I see people do it and it looks great, but when I do it, it doesn't. That's just the way it is for me. I do the same with the couch and the pillows, and then I'm ready to color in the whites and shade the colors. I'm going to zoom in for this, and I'm going to fast forward over all the other cutting and memento marking in this and the next video, because you've already seen it, you know how it works. So I put the colors on the screen, and hopefully I'll stay in line and not move my coloring underneath the sign. But I hope you enjoyed the coloring, because I am not much of an expert and will not claim to be so. I will not try to teach you anything. If you can learn something from what I'm doing, that's fine. But I know some people, myself included, sometimes just like to watch other people color because it's calming. Especially for me when I can't color myself because I'm bound to the couch because of back pains, or to the bed if it's really, really bad. So then I love watching YouTube and just watching other people craft when I can't. So that's why I leave it in. And you can skip ahead if you want. You can skip all the way to the completing of the card, the assembly of the cards, which will be videos 4 and 5. Yes, I'll have to cut that one into 2. There's just so much footage, and like I previously said in part 1, I don't like to skip anything because I want to keep it real. So I prefer to cut down the videos into parts instead of cutting out things. But here are my ducks, all neat. Maybe a bit more shading, never hurts, right? But I'm going to shut up now, so that you can enjoy the music and the coloring if you prefer. Not to, then just skip ahead. I don't mind. And we've reached the finish line of the first 3 cards, so to speak. Let's jump on over to the next part while I'll color in the 3 other ones.